Hello everyone. This video is going to be about how rape culture shapes whether a survivor is believed or not. And I will start this little series here by specifically stating, I believe you. If you ever come to me and say that you have been raped or abused or in a domestic situation or whatever, I will believe you. In a series of experiments, respondents were given certain details about rape cases, like a survivor and perp's race, a survivor's sex and sexual history, a perp's socioeconomic status and relationship to the survivor, where the crime occurred, and what clothes the victim wore. All details known to have the potential to trigger 4 key elements of rape bias: victim blaming, empathizing with the perp, assuming the victim's consent, and questioning the victim's credibility. The respondents were asked to determine which cases should be reported to the police and how severely the perp should be punished, and to briefly explain why. The details provided should not be factored into people's evaluations because they are not legally relevant, but they always tend to factor in. People use them to discriminate between and differentiate between the cases. Researchers found that some type of victims were believed less often than others, and some scenarios were seen as less credible. Details related to consent, such as a victim's sexual history and prior relationship with the perp, and to victim blaming, such as their sex or the venue of the rape, most influenced whether people would report the case to the police, and how harshly respondents believed the rapist should be punished. Cases involving male survivors were significantly less believed than female survivors. The race of the survivors and the perps was not as influential in the way some might expect, although respondents were 4.7% likelier to believe black female survivors than white ones. A perp's socioeconomic status was not a factor for respondents, but where the rape took place was influential, where 6% of the people was less likely to report rapes that happened at a party, and 17.6% less likely to seek harsh punishments. If the victim and the perp knew each other prior to the rape, the case was 11.8% less likely to be referred to the police. The findings indicated that testing the effects that rape culture bias has on police officers, attorneys, and judges would be an important but very challenging area to pursue in future resources and researches. So basically, they have no way to control the bias of the prosecution, the defendant, the judge, the police, any advocates. But we will get into that a little bit further over the next couple of videos.